Yes.
Wow. A wonderful day here in the Ometepe Island with this magnificent lake described by Mark Twain at the end of July 2015. And we got these three students from Florida State University, better known as the Seminoles, okay? Where's your cap?
It's on your head.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to get rid of this cap because it belongs to you. And I'm going to put my official hat, which is Hacienda Mérida de Ometepe Bilingual School. Tell us a little bit your experiences here in the Ometepe and volunteering at the Ometepe Bilingual School and at the Maderas National Park. You did a little bit of tourism, cultural activities, teaching English as a second language. Emily here is from a little town called Thomasville in south of Georgia, across the border of Florida at the north, and you're there. Diego Cardenas here is from Tampa, Florida, with a great-grandmother from Nicaragua and Costa Rican mom. And Will Boose here's from Naples, Florida, which is also, he's near the coast, okay, very close to the coast. In the Gulf Coast, to be more precise. The Gulf Coast is in the United States.
Yeah,
okay.
Beautiful place.
Now, the island itself, we have two majestic volcanoes with a mystic lake at the top, with waterfalls, springs. You went to the springs yesterday. What was your experience at the springs?
Ojo de agua?
Ojo de agua. They call it Ojo de agua. Most people think that there's warm water spring and they're just mineral springs. Okay, tell us.
Pretty refreshing. Colder than I expected, but it was the second time for me.
Okay.
I love the color. It's my favorite color.
And you all went together on the chicken bus and came back on the chicken bus. The chicken bus is just a public school from the U.S. bus that is brought in here and is used for public transportation. Now, out of the three, two of them got sick because some of them are here for 3 months. So Diego got sick, ended up at the local clinic, got treatment and stayed there overnight. What happened there?
They treated me very well, but the clinic itself could definitely use some work.
Okay.
For example, patients are expected to bring their own hand soap, their own toilet paper, like very basic sanitation stuff they don't have. But I mean, at the end of it, my bill came out to zero. So
you didn't pay nothing, okay?
I didn't pay a cent, ni un Córdoba.
Wow. That's amazing. That's called universal health care. And all we needed was to pack up your pillow and your sheets and we send it over on a motorcycle. So it wasn't a big deal. Now, Emily also here got an ear infection. Okay, so what happened there? Tell us.
It was in both ears. It was worse.
Both ears? I thought it was just one.
No, it was both.
Oh
it was
my
worse
gosh.
in my right ear. Thankfully, I didn't have to spend the night or anything, but I had to wait a little while when I got there, and she couldn't wash out my ears the first day because they were too swollen, so she sent me a prescription for antibiotics, oral antibiotics, and also some drops that I had to put in my ears, and ibuprofen, and so whatever they have there at the hospital is free.
It's gratis. No, gratis means no charge, zero
Yeah.
cost.
Yeah, no charge.
And then you had to go back again and a week later, right?
And she cleaned out my ears and gave me a shot, and everything was free. I didn't have to pay for anything.
Wow, amazing. Guys out there in the United States, universal health care by a poor country, the second poorest country in Latin America, but we try to make it. Now, the thing is, what do they ask you when you show up at the restaurant? Did they ask you for ID, or do you have insurance, or your passport? What do they ask you when you arrive at the clinics?
Just had to write down my name.
Just your name.
Yeah.
So you could have faked your name if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy, huh? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Omprakash, www.omprakash.com, and Florida State University, and how you, all three of you, arrive in this incredible island with two volcanoes, teaching English as a second language, and understand the study abroad department, or there's a global scholarship program going on at FSU. Can you tell us a little bit about that so other students can learn about it?
Okay.
Global Scholars is all you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, me and her are from the Global Scholars Program. Okay. He's from a separate scholarship program. But the Global Scholars Program is basically, we had to take a semester-long course through Omprakash called Omprakash Edge, which kind of gears you towards volunteer work in a different country. And that was a semester-long thing. And then through Omprakash, they have certified partners, one of which is Hacienda Mérida. And through there is how we communicated with you. and decided to come here.
And then I called every one of you. We talked on Skype. I talked to her mom and her dad in Thomasville, and by that I know he's a banker.
Yeah.
I almost started talking about the banking disaster in 2008, but it got to about almost an hour and a half of talking.
Yeah.
I did the same thing with Diego and the same thing with Will. So well, I can just say thank to Omprakash and thank to FSU. And who is the professor behind it that is sponsoring you guys?
Dr. Joe.
Dr. Joe.
Dr. Joe O'Shea.
Well, Dr. Joe Alvaro Molina, from my bottom of my heart, I say thank you for sponsoring this young 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds. And Diego, happy birthday. It's his birthday today, guys.
Happy birthday.
So you got to give us your
guys.
date. You got to give us the date today. What's the date today?
Today is June 29th,
Okay.
2015.
2015. Phenomenal. Now, tell us a little bit about the kids. We play baseball with them. We got a donation from a wonderful group that came through here, and we got 9 gloves with 9 balls with 2 bats, and we played a couple of times out in the baseball field. What's up with that?
It's fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. They take it a lot more seriously than you would think.
And they're learning how to grab the balls and the gloves and all that.
Yeah.
So,
Learning pretty quick.
it's amazing. Just this morning, somebody showed up with a bunch of books. You noticed that? So this lady, I didn't communicate it with her, and she came in with a bunch of books and dropped them in their front desk. How about the garbage? Tell us a little bit about the garbage project that is going on here with all this compacting and stuffing that goes on all the time.
Well, I think it's a good idea because, like you said, there's no recycling facilities on the island. And so even when I've just been walking around Mérida by myself, I've just noticed some.
Hold on a second. The wind is just too much wind? 6 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I've noticed trash in the dishes, and so I think it's important to come up with a way to get it out of the environment. And since it's expensive to ship it off the island to be melted down, I just think it's really innovative that people are using it this way to build the school and the picnic tables and the benches. So yeah.
Yeah, and I would like to thank also the beer company, Fuente Pura, for sponsoring the tables at the public schools. Each table holds 500 bottles with compacted trash. Each classroom that we're building now is going to hold 5,000 1.5 liter bottles with an average weight of half a pound. And we already have those 5,000 bottles in stock. So there's some serious engineering work being done sponsored by the beer company to put an engineering stamp on the buildings. And we have Abdul from, where is he from?
Cyprus.
From Cyprus, near Israel. He says that he can throw a rock and hit Israel. Not a rocket, but a rock. So he's from Cyprus. He's a volunteer with architect. He's got a lot of architectural skills. So he's putting all his skills into work along with the engineers, sponsored by the beer company. So hopefully this can be duplicated by others. This is a little movement that we created here in Hacienda Mérida and the neighborhood. It's the cleanest, I believe, it's the cleanest village in Nicaragua. And people are not burning as much garbage. They're not throwing away as much garbage. You just don't see it on the side of the roads as long as you're within the neighborhood. It's noticeable for you guys, the cleanliness of the village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
And then you go to other villages, and you've been around the island, and chicken buses are going everywhere, and you notice as you leave Mérida, you start seeing the rubbish everywhere.
Yeah, as you get closer to the cities,
Yeah,
Guayagalpa, Altagracia, you definitely start to see it more.
Yeah.
Okay, anything you would like to add about your experiences here at the bilingual school, the island itself? Because you have another month and a half to go, Emily.
About.
So she's going to be here for 3 months, guys. That's a long time. Your mom is no longer worried, right?
Right. I can talk to her. I'm able to communicate with her.
You
so.
can call her on Skype and say hello. I promise her that I will talk to them on Skype while you're here. So we need to do that before you leave, and you got another month and a half to go. The family. So you spent some time with the family. You're on your 3rd week or your 2nd week?
I think 3rd week.
Okay,
Yeah,
give us a little bit of information about the family that you live in and the conditions, and are you happy? Or?
Yeah, I'm really happy there, and I'm glad that I'm doing that. I'm glad that I'm doing something a little bit different because living at the hotel is good, but you know, you meet a lot of tourists from around the world, but it's good to also see the other side of it and connect with the family and just live with them and live how they're living. So
Right.
yeah.
It's sort of a little bit difficult to break the ice. Would you agree with that? You know,
I guess so, but
once you're in, you're happy. You know, it's comfortable and you become part of the family.
yeah.
She even has a mountain bike. I didn't know that she was showing up on a mountain bike instead of walking. Okay, well, thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll see you guys when you graduate from school. But before I finish up, Will, how the hell did you get that grant of $12,000 before you even started school?
Well, believe it or not, Dr. Joe actually has something to do with that as well. It's called the Presidential Scholarship at Florida State University. It's
The
for
Presidential Scholarship.
Presidential Scholarship. It's for people
For
coming.
which president?
Oh, it's
It
the
could be-
FSU president.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not for the Obama or Bush or whatever.
No, no.
Okay.
So it's for students coming out of high school. You apply. You have to get into FSU honors program first. Then you apply. They select finalists to come interview, and you have about 100 finalists. You interview, and they choose about 25 each year. It provides you $4,800 a year to go towards like tuition and stuff like that, and then $12,500. Actually, now it's $12,000 to do pretty much any enrichment activities you want. Study abroad, volunteering like I'm doing here. So it's really great program. Encourage anybody watching to apply if you can. But,
So you can
it's been
actually
awesome.
go all over the world with those 12, as long as you justify that you're
Yeah.
doing something constructive and it's enriching your mind and your soul,
Absolutely.
and creating leadership.
That's why I'm here. Yeah.
We screwed up the world with all this mess that we're making out of it. So we need new, fresh minds with incredible creativity, with incredible abilities to lead. And if we don't do that, then we're gonna keep doing just what we're doing, screwing everything up, the air, the land. Well, again, hopefully some more folks will apply for that.
Oh yeah.
I never heard of this. Like,
Huh?
before you even started college, they hand over $12,000.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Whoever is out there funding this, I will say, thank you, thank you, and thank you. And the money, their money is very well spent.
Yeah. They're great people. I had the chance to meet the woman whose husband like funds it. Their family funds it a lot. They're really nice people. Linda Lewis. Great.
Oh,
lady.
Linda Lewis.
Great.
Okay, well, say hello to Linda Lewis when you have a chance and go
I
back
will.
to Florida. Okay, well, thank you. And behind us is the largest tropical lake in the world with two majestic volcanoes, again described in a book called Traveling with Mr. Brown by Mark Twain. Amazing descriptions of this area. Okay? So I encourage you to look at that book. It's very old, over 100 years old. Well, thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful trip back when you return, and see you around.